Right now. Go ahead. What were you saying before we turned behind the scenes on? This your boy Don J. This is behind the scenes. I have.
He has the Vaguru here with him.
And name?
My name is Nika Samples. Hey, everybody.
All right. Now, you were saying before we started this behind the scenes, what were you saying?
Yeah, so somebody brought up a topic of a person's name. I don't want to say it. You
I just said my arch enemy, Kevin Samuels. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I definitely just said that he does not want the smoke with me.
Okay.
This guy is so completely disrespectful to people. I'm not even going to just say black women because he possibly is this disrespectful to everyone.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yes, I would definitely say that. He's definitely a person who has a lot of ego, who has a lot of I'm over you.
Yeah.
You gotta kiss the ring type of thing.
So first of all, in all of the videos that I've even seen of him, I can barely see him.
But hold on, real quick. But I do think what he's doing is necessary. I want that to be a very clear distinction.
Okay, so after I say this, you tell me what he's doing.
Okay.
Right? But I can hardly see him. He's in like this dark room where he's like a silhouette. Okay. You know, and all he's doing is like beating everyone down, beating. I think he's a bully.
Okay.
And I definitely would love for him to tell me that I'm a 6 or a 4 or whatever.
Okay, what would you rate yourself from 1 to 10? You can't use 7.
Can I use 11? Because I'm everything and more.
Okay.
Because I'm continuously adding value to myself and growing. And all aspects of me looks as well. I'm aging very beautifully.
Okay.
So my number is just going to keep going up.
Okay.
But if you ask me what I rate myself, accept my answer.
Oh, okay. Got you.
So he's extremely condescending. Okay. And he doesn't really want to hear what people have to say. He just wants to say what he wants to say to people.
That's true.
Yeah. And so
100%.
I don't want to talk to him because I don't want to give him the satisfaction, right?
Okay.
But I would love to talk to him because I'm a woman and an individual that has such a high esteem about myself, and I noticed that all of the people that he's getting on his show do not have high esteem about themselves.
Okay.
Get somebody on the show who feels that they are worth something special. Okay. They are something special, and somebody who's going to be able to stand up for themselves when he's speaking to them in this very highly disrespectful manner. And then I'm gonna ask him to rate himself, and then I'm gonna tell him why he ain't the number he's saying that he is, and I'm gonna say rate yourself, but you can't use 7, 8, 9, or 10. Now rate yourself.
All right, now I gotta poke holes in what you just said.
Poke holes in what? Because this guy is just like I'm flabbergasted listening to him.
Okay, I want to know, what do you feel like is disrespectful of what he says?
Because he sits himself on a pedestal as though he is a professional. Okay. Right? Okay. And whenever you are in a position of having a professional's perspective, you have to be giving the information to the people that are sitting with you from where your credentials lie, not your personal opinion.
Real quick. Do you want more wine?
I would love more wine.
Diana, could you get more wine? It's the Moscato with the fruits on it.
Absolutely.
This is about to get juicy.
There's nothing professional about his perspective. Okay. He's not using any evidence or information that comes from an educational background. Okay. Right?
Okay, hold on. I would definitely disagree, but yes, that is.
Oh, well, maybe I haven't, because I can't stomach a lot of it, so maybe you've just seen more content on him than
I definitely haven't, but I can tell by what he says is true and is factual and is data. That's what I'm saying. Not necessarily he studied that and he went to a school or something like that.
I don't know what his credentials are. I really don't care. But if you tell me that I'm not an 8 because Beyonce's an 8, Kelly Rowland's a 9, and Rihanna's a 10.
He said that?
Yes. He said
Rihanna's a 10?
Yeah, he said that. He told this girl, he said you're not an 8 because Beyonce's an 8. That's not a fact.
That is.
And so for you to say, for you to base what you're telling me on Beyonce's an 8, so you're not an 8, that's extremely unprofessional. Okay. So I don't know where he gets all of his information from, but all I hear are his own personal opinions of people. I never hear the facts and statistics that you're talking about, except when it comes to like, oh, the majority of black men make this much money a year. Okay. Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
Okay,
That's what I meant.
But when it comes to him actually giving this relationship advice, none of it is based on appropriate facts. Okay. Yeah.
Now, go into more detail about it because I need more context before I give my 2 cents in.
Okay.
So for example, if you get a woman and you get her to you ask her a specific question of what do you bring to the table, and she says, oh, I bring myself to the table, she gives answers that are not keen on the self-awareness of what the men actually want, then you can actually start to quantize, hey, this girl doesn't understand what we value as men versus what she values as a woman.
Right, that's fair. And I think that it would be better for me to answer this question if I knew what his purpose was for assisting these women. Is your purpose to help me or to beat me down?
Yes, both. Here's why, and here's how. Now I'm getting to the data.
Okay.
So the data shows that 90% of women go for the top 10% of men. That's a fact.
Okay.
So if 90% of women go for the top 10% of men, and then that 90% of women think they can get the top 10% of men, instead of, okay, I know I can't get, I'm just throwing out names because I don't know these people personally, but I'm just throwing out names. I can't get Trey Songz, Chris Brown, blah, 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 who, blah, 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 Bill Gates, all these people that got money, that got status, that have all the things. Okay, I can't get them. Let me actually go for, or accept, I should say, the guys that are quote unquote average. The dudes that are, they're still dope dudes. They're not making $100,000 a year, but they make, decent amount of money. They're not super duper hot looking, but they decent looking.
Right.
So instead of, okay, I don't want them, let me push them to the side and keep continuing and following the high value quote unquote alpha dude. Let me actually give this relationship a try versus trying to continue that. That's what ultimately is what I think is what he's doing or where he's going for. Now, the way he does it, that's up for perspective, that's up for debate, that's up for opinion, but that's ultimately what I think is what he's doing.
Okay, right. So, again, everything that he says that I've heard him say, because I've only seen like 3 videos, is his opinion.
Gotcha.
That's it. And I think that the delivery is just definitely detrimental to somebody's personality, to their esteem, to their confidence. And
that's what I mean. I think that's the point.
Okay.
So for instance, if I am a guy and I am a guy, but if I'm a guy and I'm like, hey, I'm a 10, I look the best, I breathe the best, blah blah blah, but I can't seem to get women. Why can't I get women? Kevin Samuels. Let's just think of a girl version of Kevin Samuels. Then the woman says, you actually not that good looking. You might need to hit the gym a little bit more so you can lose face fat. You need to blah blah blah. You're not that tall, so you're not gonna get women that's over blah 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 because women prefer dudes that's 6 feet tall, etc. So now it is killing my self-esteem. It is killing my confidence, and it's making me get more based in reality versus the delusion of what I actually think I am versus what I actually am in the sexual market value or sexual marketplace.
Yeah. So again, like I told you before, like I'm very just unique in the way that I think and the way that I am.
Yeah.
So I think that the way you think about yourself is huge.
Gotcha.
It's huge. There are a lot of people that look the part and they think they're this big on the inside.
Okay.
And that's going to affect how they move about. There's going to affect their productivity and how they date, how they speak, everything. So if someone thinks that they're the greatest thing since sliced bread, continue thinking that way. But here's how I can assist you in helping you.
Okay.
So if you say to me, like, hey, Nika, like, I think I'm a 10.
Okay.
I think I'm a 10 and I want a 10. I'm going to say, and you deserve a 10. You deserve exactly what it is that you want. Here's how I'm going to help you because I'm a woman and I know what we like. You are a 10 because you're an amazing person. You have a great personality. Here's how to add to that. Here's how to make you a 12. Would you like to be a 12? All right, now hit the gym. I'm going to put you in a diet because you need to be healthy. Like, I'm assuming that once you get with this woman, you're going to want a family, you're going to have kids running around, you got to be healthy. So we got to get you in a diet. We got to add some muscle mass onto you. That's going to make you perform better in the bedroom if you have more muscle mass.
Pause.
He doesn't know how to edify people and boost them up and allow them to see that they are great. Because I think that anybody can have anybody. We are all humans on this earth, but I think it does matter what areas you're in, where you put yourself. Do you have exposure to these people? Can they even see you? You can want a man that makes 7 figures, but if you're not in any rooms where there are men that make 7 figures, it's going to be much harder. Put me in a room with any of those. Who did you name? Trey Songz, Bill Gates. Put me in the room. Am I in the room? They're going to notice me. But do I even want them? I have a very high esteem. So you might not think that I'm the most beautiful woman that you've ever seen. And guess what? You don't have to. It only matters what I think of me.
Okay.
Right?
Now, here's
he never says anything positive.
Got you. So that I had two things to say. Number one, that was fire, and I would even say that would be like the Mother Teresa. I wouldn't say Mother Teresa, but that's the
Mother Nika.
Exactly. That's like the Mother Nika to a person. That's like, I feel like that's like dad love, and that's like mom love.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for me personally, sometimes it's the negative that pushes people, and sometimes it's the positive. It just depends on the person. So,
but the delivery matters.
No, I would definitely agree that delivery matters.
Okay.
But I'm just saying in the context of sometimes negative pushes people and sometimes positive pushes you. You did a perspective of positive, and yes, that definitely works on a lot of people and some people.
Yeah.
But the negative definitely works as well. So the only pushback I would give to what you just said is, us guys, we do care about confidence. Don't get it twisted, but we don't. At the same time, if I look at you and I think you whatever, your confidence is not going to boost what that number is in my mind.
Understood.
It's going to be just whatever it is. That's what it is. Your confidence doesn't matter. It is what it is. So that's the only part I would definitely disagree on. But I do say that it does matter.
Do you believe in law of attraction?
Do I believe in law of attraction? Yes, I do believe in law of attraction, but I also believe in law of work, exactly, yes.
So I don't know what reality is, because I think that everybody on this earth is living in a different world. Because this is the world.
Okay.
So we're both sitting here, but the way I view the world and the way that I experience it is completely different. So we don't live in the same world.
Yes.
We're on the same planet, but that's about it, right? So I may be able to understand that my confidence is not going to make my number go up for you, right? But if
and most men.
Right, and most men.
Gotcha.
But I probably wouldn't have my eyes set on somebody that doesn't want me.
Gotcha.
I set my eye on what I want, and once it's set, I make it happen. And that's just what I think. Okay. That is just the way I feel about it. If I really wanted Chris Brown,
she did. Go ahead.
And I was around him enough for us to establish any type of communicative relationship. Okay. He's into me. He's into me. Like and he might not even know what happened or why. Because I decided. Because I have the power. So I decided that that's what I wanted. Woo! I am really good about making things come to life from here and becoming, reality. Like bringing things into fruition. Like I'm about it. It's real.
No. Yeah. It is real. But I don't want to get off topic, because I would definitely go down that road with you. But I don't want to get off topic. So with you personally, what I explained, do you see how that is necessary? I do see how it's necessary, but he chooses, in my opinion, to bully women that can be bullied. Okay. I've never seen him have a conversation with somebody that he can actually go back and forth with. Somebody with enough intellect and enough confidence to say, excuse me, that's not true. Gotcha. This is what I want, and this is why I know that I can have it. Okay. Don't tell me that I can't use 7. I'm going to use 7. Oh, no 7? Okay, then I'm going to use 8. Don't tell me I can't use 8. I see myself as now
8.
Pause. This is why he says don't use 7, to give you more context.
Because everyone feels comfortable at 7.
Yes, that's okay.
Okay, fine, and I understand that. But then when they choose another number, he doesn't accept it. So why don't you just tell me what my number is, and then we can start from that conversation.
No, okay.
He humiliates.
That's so funny.
He loves the controversial aspect of humiliating people.
Okay. So it's the way he does it for you.
Yes, but I still see him being very ruthless.
And again, I think it's just
for the controversy. Okay. I would love for somebody to sit in his chair and have him sit on the opposite side and do the same thing to him. Because he's not attractive. Gotcha. He's underweight. He's old. His suits are ugly.
Let's pause. Let's pause.
There's so many things.
Pause. Let's pause. Right. But here's the key difference is You name things that guys find attractive in women, not necessarily women. Most women, people, obviously women are there's outliers of women, but most women don't look at that as their key indicators of attraction. So for instance, it would have been better for you to say how much money he makes or how much status he has or etc., because those play a much bigger part of how many women he can get versus his looks and his age, because there's a lot of old people with money.
But he doesn't like women.
Gotcha.
So how about that?
I'm clipping that.
And that's, I think, another reason why he speaks to the women the way he does. And perhaps he doesn't have a healthy relationship with his mother. Because it's unnecessary.
Can you turn this way? I just want to, go no, continue talking.
It's unnecessary the way that he interacts with these women. He does not have to come from that perspective of being so rude, so hateful, so nasty, and just humiliating people. He doesn't. There's nothing that I've heard him say about the individual that he's speaking to that is based on facts. Gotcha. These are all about his own personal opinions and his perspective on what he's looking at. And how dare he say Beyonce's an 8? Is he crazy? Beyonce? My Beyonce?
My Beyonce
is an 8.
To put this in a bud, for you, it's about the disrespect. It's about the way he does things. Yeah. The only pushback I would definitely give is, like I said, people perceive things differently.
But he doesn't offer any helpful advice at the end of the slashing. All right. At the end of the butchering, what is the advice that he offers where someone can receive it? Because let me tell you something about tell you something about adults. I should have booked more time. I'm a professional in adult learning. I understand how adults think. We get very set in our ways very early on in life. You are not going to be able to effectively communicate with an adult if you do not deliver the message in a way that they can receive it, because people will shut down on you. Adult minds are not as soft and permeable as the mind of a child. Gotcha. So everything that he says is not doing anything beneficial. It's coming out of his mouth, but it's not changing the way the person feels. It's not changing the way they want. It's not changing their perspective. It's just making them feel bad.
Okay. Pause real quick. Y'all know me. I am not a Kevin Samuel stan. I'm actually quite the opposite. But I would definitely have to not 100% disagree, but disagree on certain things that you said. For instance, sometimes people are not, they haven't had that dose of reality yet. They haven't had that person in their face to be like, bruh, you getting fat, you need to go to the fucking gym. They haven't had that dose of reality. And I think sometimes it's necessary to give people a dose of reality.
I agree with you. And I do it all the time. Gotcha. But I just do it in such a way that I know that they actually hear me. I don't just talk out of my behind. If I'm trying to help you, when I speak to you, I'm going to open you up first so that the information that I'm delivering gets delivered.
Got you.
He doesn't do that. So for me, it's just bullying and ranting. That's what I think it is. I don't think that he's effective. When they get off the line with him, they probably just feel bad about themselves and they keep going about their day. It doesn't work. His method is not effective.
Now we'll definitely,
because he's not professional.
All right. So we'll definitely continue this conversation at a later time and another time, because I definitely will have you back if she allows to be back. Where can they find you?
You can find me on all the social media platforms. My new favorite one is actually Clubhouse. Love Clubhouse.
Haven't used that yet.
Yeah, get on Clubhouse. It is I am the Vaguru on Instagram, and it's just the Vaguru on Clubhouse. So please follow me, look for more content, look for more opinions, and look for more tips on vaginal care and wellness and sex and, penis.
Especially if you got a female that, you might have messed with in the past and she has a smelly vajayjay, you might want to slide her Instagram or slide a video to her.
Do it in a loving way.
It depends. See, that's where we disagree. It depends. Sometimes you just gotta.
Everyone's so mean now. It's not necessary. We need more people that are just nice and just kind and just loving. We're going through a lot
I do agree that there has to be a balance.
I'm so glad. Ooh, and so your friend KS, he doesn't have any balance.
No, pause.
Not your
That's
friend.
not my friend.
Nemesis.
That's because we have problems. But I'm gonna talk about the alpha.
There's no balance.
Got you. Okay.
So it's ineffective.
Got you. All right. So if you enjoyed this behind the scenes, thank you for watching, and I'm out. Peace.